let me go. It won't let me go landscape. It will only let me go panoramic. I mean,
Okay.
up portrait.
Well, you know,
But I'm
go be a
alive.
Van Gogh. Go be a Van Gogh. Get reference.
No one's here. No one's watching me.
No. Well, listen, I'm going to hang up with you, and then I'll do the maneuver.
All
I'll
right.
sweep that over for you.
Thank you
And
ever
then we'll
so
go from
much.
there.
All
I'll see
right,
you on
darling.
there.
All right, thanks.
I give
Bye.
everybody a minute to get there.
Oh, one person's there. Listen, this. I know Mercury is still in its shadow. This is ridiculous. I'm just. Hello, Susanna Secret. I'm here because I've just been speaking to Brandon because I couldn't go live through the arranged one that you set up and you have to I don't know, calendarize it and God knows what. Hello, mermaid. Oh Jesus, this isn't fun. I've got to find a way to do this properly, and it won't let me go landscape on the phone, right? It won't let me do that. So I've got to do it portrait, which is fine, but it just means I have to hold the phone, which is going to just make my arm tired. But I'm here. If you're here, can you say hello? And then I will tell you about the astrology for February 2023. And I just have to give a big shout out and thank you to Conscious Medium Brandon Russ, my whiskey and bagel partner in crime, Whiskey and Bagels, for helping me sort this mess out, because we just FaceTimed and he's talked me through let's do this. So there, yes. Hi Brandon. Yes. Obviously you can see me. This is amazing. So this is the first time I've gone live on YouTube, and it's all, great teamwork. It really is. And it's really super exciting, and I am excited about doing it. I know Mercury is still in its shadow zone in the sign of Capricorn, so that may be part of what the problem is, but there's obviously something that we didn't click or whatever, because I set it up with my lovely marketing lady, Andrea, and we thought we got it sussed, but everyone liked the video. Thank you, Mermaid. But I've just got to try and we've got to sort it out, because I want to do this every month. In fact, I want to do lots of lives because I actually like doing live shows. And Brandon and I, we're going to do a live, aren't we, darling? And we will definitely get that up and running for sure. So anyway, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the energy for February 2023. And it's thankfully it's actually quite a calm month. It's almost like the calm before the storm, although I don't see March as a storm. I see it as a tsunami of amazing, interesting, wonderful energies. So we sure are, Brandon, absolutely. Cindy, hello, Cindy Mead, thank you. Yes. You found me eventually. I don't even know where I am, but hey, I'll sort it out tomorrow. Yes, thank you, Brandon. I think we have to use your guy. Anyway, so February 2023, and please ask me questions if there's anything you want to know. And, just drop it in the comment box, because that would be super helpful for me. And, in some ways, I think February is about smooth cosmic sailing, but it's also about, it's an opportunity to bring closure to certain events, situations, ideas, plans that have been kind of hanging around for some time. And maybe through the Mars retrograde and the Mercury retrograde, that it's been a little bit difficult to kind of address and sort out. So February, because all the major planets, including Mercury and Mars, who are the inner planets, are direct, it really is super good energy to actually get things moving. And so I think we are going to know the energies shifting, or feel the energies shifting in February. I think it's going to be quite different, because March, wow, that's going to be just an incredible month. And this month, I think there's something about the energy which says If you don't take the risks, you'll never know. And if we do take risks, you know what happens? Whatever the result, we grow. We learn through it. I'm learning through this live stream because, you know, when you start on YouTube, it's really interesting because taking risks like going live is a little bit of a kind of a scary kind of package. But thank God for friends. Thank God for Brandon because he got me out of this rather sticky mess. Although I had been trying to sort out how I could go live. But anyway, enough of that. We're live, so thank goodness. And thank you all for being here. So let's look at the astrological stuff that we need to understand for February. Well, first of all, of course, the sun is in our lovely sign of Aquarius. Aquarius, as we know, is all about kind of the community at large, those kind of higher vibrational energies, and the sun is shining her light here. It's also about technology. Technology, oh my God, haven't I been dealing with that tonight? Oh God. Anyway, the sun is in Aquarius until the 18th of February, and then it will slip into my lovely oceans of emotions sign. And I can't do it because I've only got one hand. Pisces, because I'm holding the phone with the other hand because I've got nothing to put it against. And anyway, we've got a very, very interesting full moon this month. It's in Leo. It's on the 5th of February. And this is known as a micro moon because the moon is actually at its furthest distance from planet Earth as opposed to a supermoon. So it's quite interesting, but the impact of the energy with this full moon is huge because Uranus, my big outer boy Uranus, my planet of the unexpected, my planet of surprise. Oh, he must be in my chart today doing things. The planet of rebellion is making a T-square. This is a challenging aspect to both the sun in Aquarius and the moon in Leo. Now, what this means is that, you see, we've got fixed energy. Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, that's fixed energy. That's tough. This is not a full moon to kind of think maybe you could elevate your kind of significant relationship to the next level of commitment. It won't work with this energy. I've recorded today my video on the full moon in Leo, and that'll be up in the next kind of 24, 36 hours. So check out that video because I go into quite a lot of depth as to how that is going to affect us. It's a powerful full moon. So let's see what else is going on this month because we've got a new moon in Pisces, and Pisces, my oceans of emotions, that's on the 20th of February. And isn't February a difficult word to say? It's difficult to spell and it's difficult to say. But anyway, February. And so let's see what I've got in my notes because that will help. And I really do feel that's right, that we will be clearer about our general way forward. Because if you think about what's going to be happening in March, when Saturn moves into Pisces, oceans of emotions, and Pluto dips its toes into, thanks Patty, dips its toes into Aquarius. That is going to be super powerful. I'm going to do separate videos for both of those major transits. They will be out later in the month of February. So at the beginning of the month, Uranus, my big outer boy Uranus, our planet of surprise, is squaring the sun but trining Mercury. And I think this just underlines the fact. Hi Tony G, thank you. I might need your help. I might have to have a little chat with you about going live on YouTube. But Mercury trining the sun and Uranus squaring the sun is really kind of underlining the fact that we need to address any relationship issues that have problems and nip them in the bud. And health in general may be on the agenda this month when I was looking at the event chart. And it made me think, for anyone who is viewing in the UK, I haven't got whiskey, I've got water tonight. Anyone who is viewing in the UK, that all the problems that we're having with the NHS in the UK, and for everyone else in other parts of the world, the NHS, the National Health Service, has been going through a terrifically difficult and challenging time. And I think that February is going to see a flare up of viruses from the energy as I look at the event chart. Viruses, flu, and it's going to put extra pressure again on the NHS, which is not great. This is not just confined to the UK. This is going to be in lots of different parts of the world. And in the UK in particular, I think they're going to find that all this, they've been, Cindy, okay, Canada too, right. So there we go. It's just going to put pressure on all the hospitals. And I do think, even though February has kind of quite calm cosmic aspects in many respects, apart from that full moon, plain sailing may be a little bit kind of elusive. I think there's going to be quite a few little hitches along the way. One can be with health. One can be with relationships. So say this is not the time to have that special talk. I don't think it's going to help things. And so we've also got an interesting aspect on the 10th of February, which I've done a separate heads up about, which is Mercury, our planet of communication, conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Now remember, Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and it's very directional. It's very, it wants to take action. It has initiative. Mercury in the sign of Capricorn, still in its shadow, that's probably what's causing the problems today. Mercury is in shadow. Mercury conjunct Pluto, our planet of transformation. Now that is going to be literally transformational. This is about powerful discussions. Remember, Pluto is also a planet about power, about feeling empowered. This is very much about what we're going to see in regard to traditional ways of doing things. This is in governments, in institutions, I'm thinking now of America and the problems that America has been having with the way the police respond to situations which may be overreaction, and that's probably an understatement, against the people. And I think there has to be a massive overhaul of how these organizations are run, are governed, are looked after. It is just, it's not going to cut it when Pluto moves into Aquarius. As I said to Brandon in Whiskey and Bagels last week, Pluto in Aquarius is about power to the people. This is where things will shift. Over the next 2 years, we are going to see significant change in all it is. Thank you, Brandon. Yes, powerful discussions, most definitely. And the day after Mercury is conjunct with Pluto, that's on the 10th, it moves into Aquarius. So at that point, it will really be out of its shadow phase. And then we're going to see a lot of kind of, the language is going to turn more towards the internet and how that works and the way we communicate in terms of using our technology, which has failed me tonight, or at least the streams or the media streams that are supposed to work without any hiccups has somehow let me down. And what about the planet this month? Because of this full moon in Leo, Uranus making this T-square to the moon and the sun, I think means we could hear shocks about people in the public eye. And that can be anywhere in the world. Leo is the sign of royalty. It could be the royal family in the UK, and we certainly see that a lot, or have seen it a lot, round Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, Cornwall, Sussex, oh dear, I'm going to get them all wrong. And they're the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, that's it. And so we're going to see it round that, but I think that it's not necessarily anything to do with them that comes in the public eye. I think this is about a celebrity. I think it's an older celebrity. I think it's somebody who has kept themselves to the best of their ability. Something is going to get exposed. That's what I feel with this full moon energy. So we can see that in the 2 weeks going on beyond the full moon, which is on the 5th. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And so I think we're still going to see distressing news coming out of Ukraine, also Iran. And, I saw something today about Iran and the people that have been actually executed and or just killed in the riots out there, because it's still going on, this rebellion really by the people against the archaic rules that the regime in Iran has. And I'll probably get taken off the air now for saying this, but they're not even letting them mourn their loved ones. They're having to go online to do it so that they can at least acknowledge the loss of their family member or loved one. And I think in Ukraine, this could be a little bit of the calm before the storm, but I'm not quite sure what that storm is going to be, because Pluto's shift into Aquarius is going to change things. Maybe what we have to do is look at the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, and Brandon, you could help out with this, and maybe it'll be a subject for one of our whiskey and bagels, because we need to look back to what happened to America after its Pluto return, because that could be a clue with Pluto in Aquarius as to what we can expect when Pluto moves this time into Aquarius, something none of us have experienced. So, and the other thing, of course, is Saturn, my big boy Saturn, my planet of restriction, containment. Everyone's frightened of Saturn. I love Saturn. Saturn is about boundaries. My God, isn't that something we need in the world? Personal boundaries, professional boundaries, boundaries between nations, between governments. This is what all gets kind of discussed. Saturn is the grown-up. And in many ways, grown-ups don't always get kind of listened to. It's interesting. It's just, Saturn is going to move into Pisces. Saturn is moving into the last sign of the zodiac. Pisces, my oceans of emotions. And Saturn, oh yes, Brandon, real talk, real problems for that. And Saturn moving into Pisces, it's going to highlight addictions. It's going to highlight where people have no boundaries. It's going to highlight so many things, I think, to do with people who are disempowered, people who do not have a voice. I think that is going to be another aspect of this. And I think that there's also, as I'm looking at my notes, we've got Jupiter, my big boy Jupiter, our planet of luck and opportunity and expansion, and my waistline over Christmas and New Year. And yes, exactly, boundaries, not borders, Brandon. Thank you for that. Jupiter is soon going to be conjunct with Chiron, our wounded healer. And that's going to force us, or not necessarily force us, but encourage us to face up to health issues, whether that's on a personal level and whether that's physical or psychological. It's going to flare up anything we ignore. It's going to flare up healing if we embrace it and look for that way to heal. So don't ignore any prompts from your body this month or your mind. Have the regular checkups. Don't put things off. Get them done before the end of February. I think that's really important. So before I give you my final thoughts on what I think is unfolding for the month of February, and if anyone's got any questions to ask, please ask them now. My February zodiac signs, the individual zodiac signs for Sun in Zodiac and for rising sign zodiacs is going to be uploaded soon after this video goes out tonight. So that'll be there for you to check out all your individual zodiac signs for the month of November. What planet am I on? For the month of February. Oh! Anyway, I had some final thoughts about this month. I think we should all think about what we want to grow this year, who or what we want to grow. What do we want to develop in ourselves? Which parts of you, which habits have you got that really no longer serve you well? And please excuse me if I don't answer everyone, but as they pop up on the chat, sometimes I'm looking at the camera and not at the chat that comes up, so I miss it. But we need to start looking at which habits, which thinking patterns, and make a conscious decision to work with that, to change that, because the only way we change and can take advantage of the risks that the universe wants us to make, it really wants us to take those risks, is for us to change, to step up, to grow. And Uranus this month is really encouraging us to take those risks and break out of old patterns so that we can embrace the powerful, transformational gifts offered by Pluto as its parting gesture to Capricorn as it leaves. You know, when these big planets leave the sign they've occupied for a long time, if you've done the work, if you've really worked on an inner level, worked with the cosmos, worked with the energy, that planet will give you a gift. It's not necessarily a gift in a material form. That's absolutely not what I mean. It's actually about a growing within, an understanding, an awareness, an aha moment. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. If there's anyone who wants to ask any questions, ask now. Otherwise, I will start to bring this astrological look at February to a close. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for your patience. How do I think this energy will affect retired people? And I don't think there's any difference to whether you're retired or working, because you are still a soul with a life, with a soul intention, with a role in the world as a being of, you know, sort of infinite wisdom and power. We all have that ability within us. So what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people, and I get this from a lot of the comments left in the comments section on videos, that, oh, well, you know, I'm retired and I don't really do much and I don't have anything. You know, it doesn't make any difference, because I think society has kind of pushed us to diminishing or reducing and making it seem like we have no value or worth at the end of our life. Don't you realize, as we grow through life and as we reach our senior years, we are more valuable than the most valuable diamond in a mine, because we have the wealth of experience of life. And, you know, a few hundred years ago, people would respect and revere the elderly. And I think this is the problem, that we've lost the ability to fully respect each other, especially our elders. So if you do nothing else, know that you are valued because you have the experience of the world. Yes, Christina, I think it can be stressful conditions in the environment that can cause problems with health, whether it's psychologically or physically, the air we breathe, anything like that. It's too fast. What's too fast, Lady Anne? Tell me. And you know, I'm going to stop at 30 minutes because we're at 25 minutes, 26 minutes now. So when we get to 30 minutes, if no one else has asked any more questions, I will bring this to a close. So, you know, but I'll start my preamble, you know, like the please like, comment and subscribe. I really would appreciate. And thank you to all the new people that have subscribed and have joined me on this channel. I really value your presence here. Yes, you're right, Chari, the Western world has declined. And I think maybe we are seeing the beginning of the end of this current civilization. And that sounds dramatic. And remember, the ending of civilizations can take hundreds of years. So I'm not suggesting if in any of our lifetimes that we're going to see that, unless Putin is particularly silly. But hopefully he will sit on his hands and not doing anything stupid. I don't see it astrologically at the moment. I have to be honest. I can't see that. I think that things will, well, we'll see how things will unfold. So, oh, buonasera from Italia. Buonasera. That's about the extent of my Italian. Ti amo. There we go. All right. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to leave you now. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Brandon, if you're still there, for helping with this. I really appreciate. And if Andrea, if you're watching, we've got to iron out these glitches next time, see what bit we didn't click. So I wonder how I stop this. I've got to find a button that I press to stop it. So bear with me because this might be on for some time. So thank you very much, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now. No, not that one. Maybe. Oh, end. Bye.